Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and it's the 1st of March 2025, and it's day one of my hashtag Mixed Media March 25. Now, if you don't know what this is about, in the description box below, I'm going to put the launch video there because I don't want to spend valuable time explaining it time and time again. In a nutshell, one video per day from me over 31 days of March, and it'll be an annual challenge and it's open to anyone, and just read the rules or watch the video, it's fine. So first day, first project, first page, and this is what I'm working in. I made this concertina journal. I've numbered the pages because that represents each of the days I'm going to be working on. There is a link to this video in the description box below on how I made it. Didn't go well the first time, did the second time. So I just need to do some prep work as we go along. I've got kind of an idea of what I want to do, but as with anything, it'll evolve. Let's call it evolve. So I know it's page number 1. I know it's the 1st of March, so that can go. Now, the one criteria that goes for everything is it has to be rectangular. Well, I made this so that everything will be rectangular, but this is just a bigger rectangle. I need to find something to support that up, don't I? Let's see, what have I got? As with everything, the first time you do something, you find all the flaws. So I've got a lump of marble there. Well, that'll be okay. I mean, I'm going to be moving stuff around anyway. Please forgive me because I have to work in the book as it is, unless I'm doing things that I stick in the book. So it's going to be moved around a lot, on and off screen. There's going to be bits cut out of the videos, by the way, because I'm not going to put in clean up, repetitive stuff, because to try and get a whole project done in a 1-hour video, it's a bit of a push normally, but to do something like this is even more so. So the hinges on the pages have left me with a 1/2-inch gap down there. So what I've done is I've cut strips of low tack masking tape, and I'm going to create a 1/2-inch border around the whole project. And I meant to frame it anyway, so it's not like it's something that's a surprise to me. So now I could have used washi, but I find that the only time washi sticks is when I don't want it to stick. So you can guess where that's going, can't you? Let's excuse my shoulder as I reach in. And my aim is, after I've finished the composition on here, I will then go around this edge with a marker or a pen or a fine line or something to define it. And part of the reason for that is also that I need somewhere where I can sign it. So if I've got a white border, I can sign within the white border. And that's another one of the criteria. Everyone needs to sign their work. Now I'm going to put a strip down here, even though there is a border here. On the strip, actually, I might put 2 strips down here. I don't want any ink or paint coming over the edge of here. Right. I'm doing this in real time, as you can tell. The only time I'll stop is if there's an interruption or a drying time or I'm having a complete and utter meltdown. So I want to get starting with building the background. Once I put the background in, I will then explain to you what I'm doing. It's just I want to make sure I've got things on the go. So I've got a stencil here. This is Little Leaves by me. Comes in 3 different sizes. I want to put in a hint of something into this. Now let's move this over slightly because you're going to need to see something. So I've just got a bit of a clean up mat here. These are just cookie sheets from my local grocery store. I've got a little bit of, there's no name to this, it's sort of a kiwi or a lime green. I'm using a foam pad on a blending handle, and I just want to put in something that is reminiscent of nature. And I don't need it perfect. In fact, I'd rather it wasn't perfect, because that's another aim of mine this year is I struggle with perfectionism. I am not going to be beaten by it. And I know that I can't say it. Okay, I can say the word. Perfectionism is unattainable perfection. So I do what I can when I can. So just coming in, just giving little bits and pieces. Now, some of this may not even be seen when you actually see what I am going to do. I just want some textural background. I do not mind if there is white showing, which that's another thing I'm trying to embrace a little bit more, whereas I'm usually one of these people who tries to cover up all areas. I'm not putting anything there because I know there is something going there. Now, I think that's enough for a start. Maybe just a little bit up in that corner there. Just trying to frame it out. A little bit by there. So I'm very excited to see what everyone creates. I mean, we did the first challenge last year, but it wasn't called Mixed Media March last year. It was called Gely, Gely, postcard play. And the work that came out of it, I was absolutely gobsmacked by the presentation of what people put forward. It was absolutely fabulous. Right, I don't normally waste paint, but this little bit has to go, because if I leave it there, guess what? I'll put my hand in it. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to come in. Am I still in shot? There's going to be lots of moving in and out of shots here, guys. I want to put in some sort of vignette type thing in the corners and maybe around the edges. So I'm going to use archival. This is fern green. It's one of my favorite greens. It's considerably darker than that. So I'm going to use a blending brush to do it. So I'm going to bring in that mat again. I'm going to rub a bit of the ink onto the blending mat, because if I put it straight into the ink pad, I'm going to get a big blob of it. Now, it is a permanent ink, so it's going to dry quite quickly. Actually, I may have to go into, right, go in with me. I'm going to have to go in and do what I said I didn't want to do, which was I didn't want to go straight onto the ink pad. Now, some of you are going to say, why am I using a permanent ink when I could easily be using an oxide or a distress ink? Yeah, you're right. But the trouble is, I'm going to be using wet mediums possibly over the top of this. So that does mean that other things are going to move around, should we say. Right, now put some little areas of this colour in as well, just to build this. Now, I expect 90% of this to be covered. And you're probably going, well, why are you doing it then? Because like all two things, it's all about layers. And if I don't know where things are going, I'd rather just hedge my bets and do the areas anyway. Right, so that's kind of prepped my background for me. Just wipe this off here. So again, I don't put my hand in anything I shouldn't do. Now, while that's drying, and it's probably dry already, but while it's drying, I want to then go through what I want to do. Now, I'm thinking I want to do something. It's the start of the whole journal, or the whole concertina or accordion, whatever sort of book you call it. I want this to be quite bold. I want it to be an opening to something. I also want to hearken to spring is on its way. And I love spring. And when I look out of my window in that direction, I can see there's crocus in my garden. There's little tiny green shoots surviving on stuff. So I'm excited. This whole spread is going to be about nature and greenery, and I love that. So where am I up to? Right. There's going to be this little saying. I got this out of an Edith Holden book. It says, all nature seems at work. Slugs leave their lair. The bees are stirring, birds are on the wing, and winter slumbers in the open air. What? Let me read that again. All nature seems at work. Slugs leave their lair. The bees are stirring, birds are on the wing, and winter slumbering in the open air wears on its face a dream of spring. S.T. Coleridge. Yeah, I'm awful reading stuff. If I haven't rehearsed a script, you know I'm going to get it wrong. So I just want to come in, and I want to put this down first because I want to make sure this has a place to go. So I'm just coming in with vintage photo around the edges of this, just so that I don't want it looking like an afterthought when I put it on the page. If I was to put it down last, it would look like an afterthought. If I put it down first, then I can build stuff around it. Now, I could put it down and leave it so things could tuck. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Putting it down and leaving bits of it sticking up, and then I could tuck stuff behind it. So I've just got a magazine page here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use glue stick, and I'm going to put glue stick around here. Then once the project is finished, I can put a line of art glitter glue around the edge, and that will hold the edge down. So let's just put some of this in there. It feels weird not gluing something totally. So this is where it goes. Let's see if I tip it up to me. I need to see that it's straight as I can get it. I think that's as straight as I'm going to get it. I'm just going to smush it down with a bit of a scraper. Right, so the edges are curled up so I can lift them up. Am I sure that's straight? Kind of. It's good enough. It's good enough. Step away from your perfectionism, Griffiths. So, right, so we've got that on there. We know where I'm going. There's going to be stuff added to this. Let's push this up just slightly. It might still just barely be in shot, but it's about the way. Now, I think this is about 2 years ago. This is one of my art journals, one of my first art journals. And I drew that face. And I think I've drawn it again. There was another version of it. Where are you? There you go. That was my first attempt at drawing the face, and then I fine-tuned it to this one. That was a bit harsh and pointy. This one I softened back. So what I did is I went in and I traced my own picture. I traced my own picture. There you can see I took it off there. I did alter the mouth slightly because I thought the mouth needed to be a little higher. Just put this to one side. Now, I have the tracing of this. My vision, should I call it? Vision for this is I want there to be lots of flowers and leaves, and we'll be introduced to those as we go along. However, what I was hoping to do is I want to create almost like a fairy or an imp or a pixie or some magical being that is actually within the image that is partially camouflage. So I wanted to play with using gel prints to camouflage. Now, these are the gel prints I made in a video recently. It is in the playlist for this event. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to, as you can see, use the gel print as its face. Now, it's a bit of a wacky idea, I know, and I haven't quite decided which one it is. I want to make sure that it's like this one makes her look like she's got blood on her mouth, or his, whatever it is. However, that's quite cute. In fact, that's very cute. And then there's this one, which I really like, but I've got a feeling this might just be a little bit too dark. Let's put them back to one side. Actually, I'm quite liking that there. I don't even mind going up a little bit. I think we'll do that one. There are areas that I like that one better. So what I'm going to do, and I will do it, but I'm not going to do it on screen because I need to get in here to do it properly. I am going to put this down, face down, obviously, and I'm going to draw around trace the image on here, and then I'm going to cut it out. So I'll be back in a few minutes. I just want to do this just so I can get it done without slipping or messing up. So here she is all cut out, and I've put an outline in a permanent marker at 0.8. Can't say it wasn't without a few problems because this is an acrylic surface and the pencil didn't seem to transfer onto it. So it took a little bit more than I thought. So let's just put that back under there. So this is where my little friend is going to be. Yes, about there, I think. Actually, I might pull it down a little bit. Let's just take the neck down a little bit. Not an exact science. Snip. There you go. That's good for a cluster. Yeah, knowing what I want to do with this just needs to go down a bit. Now, I am going to have to come and paint in the eyes and bring her to life a little bit, but I only really want to see the eyes, the lips and the eyebrows standing out. The rest I want to play with this almost collar camouflaged look. Let's put that pen by. Now I think first of all it would be a good idea to glue her down. Now I'm going to be painting stuff onto her, so I think I'm going to use matte medium. Let's get this. I'm on the tail end of this. This is a heavy gel matte medium by Amsterdam. Loved it. Bit expensive, but you know what? I think it'll be okay. I'm not sure I'm going to buy it again, but here's where I'm going with this. It was a little bit beyond budget, but I tried it and I liked it. So we'll see. I have other mediums that I normally use, so just going to put this on here just to get stuck down. I know I'm off shot, guys. There's only so much room on my workbench to be able to show you everything, but I think you've seen someone glue before. Right, so I think we decided about here, didn't we? We'll line her up with the bottom there. Move over just slightly. Is that slightly wonky? Actually, no, it adds character. Let's just call it character building. Right, put the lid on this, and this needs to go into water. I'm just going to gently make sure that's totally in contact with everything. It shouldn't really ripple because it's a mixed media paper and it's got acrylic paint on this side. And there you go. It's funny because it doesn't seem to want to lie flat. And when I created this, I didn't even know how to create something that would lie flat. So we just let that be. Now I'm not going to come straight in and paint the eyes now because I can do that once other things are drying. Now I have made a whole box of flowers. They're made out of book pages, like as you can see on the back, and they're with acrylic brayer-offs, and they've been stamped with foam stamps and fussy cut out. There is a video of me doing these. I will link that in the description box below as well. And my aim is I want to create as if she's peeking out from something. I just want to get stuff started, to be honest. Actually, that's probably in the wrong place. I want the stuff that's not too big. Like, I did worry some of these might be too big, and I think they probably are. But things like smaller ones like this could work. And I could trim them down as well. So let's pull in a few of the flowers. Just put some here so I can see what we're looking at. I didn't really have a colour scheme in mind. I did, however, make leaves. That was the other thing I wanted to pull out. I should really have separated those out before we started. So I want to make sure that there's foliage, and I want to make sure some of the foliage is going around her face. I wasn't really bothered about having stuff tucked under behind her head because it's not going to work. So just trust me in this. So let's see, where am I up to? Now I kind of have this vision that this is going to sweep all the way down to here. So can you see? You can see. I think I want to find a really nice leaf that I like as the end leaf. Maybe that one. Another bit. Actually, no, I quite like that one. Okay, so if that's got that there, let's have a look if there's any more green ones in here. Sorry guys, you can't see all of the stuff I'm doing because it's just, actually I do quite like that leaf. That's more in keeping. Right, so if that was there, and I will trim that off so that it's I wonder, should I have taped off the edge? Actually, you know what? Now that the edge is there, I can just bring in this brush a little bit more around there and just grab that ink again. I'm thinking because I wouldn't mind some of these peeking out beyond the barrier, beyond the border, but if I take the tape off, I won't know where the border is. And I've got enough on here that I should be able to work it. And I know that it's a 1/2 inch. So let's just take, please don't tear. It's a bit early for me to be pulling out the hairdryer. Okay, that came off, that can be reused at some point. Gently, 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 Griffiths. Yep, reuse that. right? Because I quite like the idea of, yes, there will be a line around this, but I like the idea that nature knows no boundaries. It ignores mankind. That's the sort of feeling I'm thinking about with this. Now, if you find your masking tape is sticking, this is low tack masking tape, thank goodness. Put a hairdryer on it and warm it up a little bit and it peels off. That's what I do when I'm doing watercolours. But this is low tack. This isn't just your general masking tape, it's low tack. Right, okay. So where was I? This is it. This is it. So I don't mind that coming off. Actually, I don't mind it going all the way over to there. So if I start building the parameters of where things will be. Now, a lot of the leaves are probably going to be having black on them. And that's okay with me. I quite like the drama of black on stuff. So, any more like that? So many leaves in here. I had a really big session of making flowers here. Even I like the white ones even. I'll just mix up what sort of leaves they are. And I think it's going to be a case of build it layers and layers and layers, which is what I expected to do. Right, let's see, this needs to be, I need one down here as well. And there's going to need to be one in there somewhere. Are there any more of those limey green ones? I don't know whether I should be mixing the different sorts of leaves up as much as I am. I really like these leaves, that's why. But I think that might work, because I'm going to tucker the leaves in anyway. Right, I'm going to stick these down. And then I'm going to continue to build from there with a layer of flowers and then a layer of something else. Let's put that there. I'm going to use glue stick for this, because it's not as if anything on here is going to be stuck on top of what's this stuff called? Acrylic paint. Gosh, good video, isn't it, when I can't speak? So, and I don't want to distress any of these because that's not my intent. And I need to remember that this isn't going to be sold or sent to anyone. So if anything does happen to lift off at some point in the future, I can quite easily just reattach it. That's my scrapey tool. This, by the way, is just a cake smoother. Kitchen aisle, pound shop, dollar store, wherever you normally buy stuff, you'll usually find them in like packs of 2 or 3. They're putting for buttercreaming, sides of cakes or raw icing, or for my American friends, frosting sides of cakes. I have quite a few of them. Anyone who knows my past career will understand that. I quite like that. Now, I could end up covering up some of these leaves and they're not seen at all. But even if the end of one is peeking out, it's worth putting on there. I'm also not going to be putting anything across the fold, because I don't want to put any more thickness into this fold than there already is. I don't mind wrapping things around the edge. I just don't necessarily want to put in the fold. So if I am going to come in with something like this, I'm going to snip off the edge. And then what I'll do is I will make sure that I'll keep this a little bit, you never know, I'm going to need a little bit to tuck in. I'm going to make sure that that edge is then covered with a flower or a bud or a petal or something. So yes, it's been interesting. I've been trying to plan for this event, obviously, because it's my event, and trying to come up with 31 projects that all fit within here. Now, saying that, not all projects are going to be done in here. The projects like postcards or ATCs or card toppers. They will be made and then they'll be stuck into here. And then what I'll do is I will create an element or elements in the background that complement the foreground. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Right. Yeah, I didn't think it was worth using wet medium for this, or a matte medium, because in all honesty, it's not going to move. It just isn't. I'm quite confident in my Pritt stick. Now, that's an idea. That's the only one that's got black on it. So I need to remember that I've got to pull some out that do have black around them, or else that's going to look like a very peculiar leaf all on its own. So I quite like that one down first. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm going by gut as normal. Once this is done, I may actually go around her with a black marker. I'm unsure about that. Part of me wants to, but that's because I like to outline stuff. But until it's completely ready and raring to go, I don't know. It's like I don't know what's going to come down here, if anything. I mean, I could add insects, I could put butterfly. In fact, there's probably definitely going to be a butterfly in here somewhere. Right, so that's the first layer of stuff on here. Now, do I want to stay within a theme? Do I want to pull colours out from her face? You know, that's not too big really if I use it like that. Let's pull out some. Right, I don't want the red ones because the red ones are too big. Let's pull out the daisies. I think daisies are from Darcy. I think that's a zinnia from Darcy. I like the metallic ones too. Can you see this? You can see this, right? Good. Right, I need little ones. If I come across a little crop of leaves, I'm going to pull them out and put them to one side so I don't forget about them. Right, this is just meant to be, right, we're definitely not having a neon flower in there. This is definitely meant to be a full riot of colour, so it's all about the joy of spring as far as I'm concerned, all bright colours. Right, red works for me as well. That's a nice one. That's quite a nice one too. I just saw I've got some of my hydrangeas in here. Where have I put those to? Oh, that's a bit dull. I was hoping for a blue hydrangea. Have I got a blue hydrangea in here somewhere? Oh, I do. That purple one's not bad. Let's pull that one out. Or is that one more dramatic? That one's more dramatic. And there's the blue one I was thinking of. Right, let's put that to one side. So anything in this pile that I pulled out first of all. Right, don't need orange leaves. Orange leaves are going to be for autumn. Sorry, lots of sorting, guys, but this is what it's like. This is what it takes. Let's pull that out just in case. Right, let's put those in there, get the layer of flowers on here now I was looking for. So I'm looking for a bit of a sweep of flowers, and I'll try to pick a leaf up that's already stuck on. I'm quite looking for a layer, and then I'll build on top of it. So, I mean, if I put something up here like this, then there would be other flowers that go over it. So I quite like that all the way down there. I'm not sure I want the purple one this time. I did quite like that, didn't I? I may have to actually attach them in the join, but I might Should I cut them or should I just fold them? Maybe I'll fold them. I may have a change of heart on that, or like the colour of that. Where's those daisies gone? I quite like the idea of the daisy tucking under here. That part of the daisy tucking on. Okay, don't tuck under there then. I've got a temperamental daisy happening on me. Right, let's get those down and see where I go from there. It's hard for me to visualize it until it's actually stuck down. And also, another reason I want to stick the layers down as I go is because I will procrastinate, guys. I'll make this a 5-hour video purely by me not making this decision. Right, put that up there. And I really like the daisy on there because I like the pop of pink over there. I'd like to come just by there. I think this is Wild Rose by Christy Hartman, I think. So it's late in the day here, and I've already made 2 videos today. My brain is kind of shutting down on me at the moment. What I would say is I'm not going to be able to put all of the product names and everything into the description boxes as we go, guys. So if you're interested in anything that I'm using, I can almost guarantee it's from PM Artist Studio, and I will tell you if it is anyway. If I press it down there, maybe that'll get away from me. If you go to the bottom of my description under the video, you will see there's something that says Ceri Griffiths Designs at PM Artist Studio. If you click that link and just go and have a look at the website, just put in, I would go in and put things like flowers or Christy Hartman or Darcy Sanders or anyone I mentioned, just put them in the search bar, because it is a link to my products, but it's basically a link to the search of me on the website. So go there and you'll see everything there. Right. So my hydrangea, I like that because it builds undulation. You're probably only going to see about that much of this when it's finished. Oh, I really liked this, didn't I? That's what I want to do with it. Actually, it feels better that way on. Yes, right. Now, some of the videos for this, and I'm not talking to just mine, I'm talking about everybody's videos if they're doing a video. I mean, you can do videos or you can actually do just images or photographs, as long as it's a post and the post contains hashtag Mixed Media March 25 in it, it will be seen. So it's open to anybody, whether you've got a channel or not got a channel. Just stick that down because it needs to be stuck down now. As long as they've used the hashtag, which is one of the criteria, then everyone will be able to search those hashtags and see everybody's work on whatever social media they're on. Right. I like that bit there. I quite like that. Let's get that stuck down. So anyway, where was I up to? A lot of the videos you're going to see, some are going to be long videos, some will be short videos, some will be reels, some will be 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, some will be an hour. So and that's not just from me, that's from everybody. There will be a complete mix mash of different length stuff. I would say just work your way through the playlist. And when you see ones, they probably got links to all of the rest of their videos if they've done videos in the description box. So do check them out, guys, and do them the favour as well. Where's that come from? 29 has decided to leave us. Get back on that page, you. If you enjoy their work, please feel free to like and subscribe to them. It would be lovely for them, for all of the effort they're putting into it. And likewise with me, I would love for you to like and support me as well. Right, now we've got the flowers down I wanted. So now it's time for another layer of leaves. Now, I did mention I wanted to make sure I had black leaves, black edged leaves. So if I put one of those in there, that tickles me. And I wanted to bring another one in down here. I think that'll go there. I feel I want one up here as well. I've got another one. It's quite a dark one. I don't want that one dark. Actually, that will do. I'll do one of those up there. Let's put those on. So it's a bit like my gel printing, guys, isn't it? It's like layers, layers, layers. That's all that ever is layers, layers, layers. But it's layers of interest. I'm not fast forwarding any videos. And why is that? Because you control the buttons, guys. So if you want to jump ahead, please jump ahead. I nowadays put chapters into my videos, so you can pretty much jump ahead to a specific area, but I'm quite generic in breaking my videos down into chapters. I don't break down every single technique, unless I'm feeling very generous about it, of course. This is exactly what I was looking for, an absolute crowd, like a mammoth amount of greenery and just vibrancy on the page. And that's what I'm building, which is probably not what you were expecting from me. Let's put a green one in there. I feel that this needs a little pop of something there. Yeah, coming up with 31 things to do. I haven't come up with 31 things to do yet. I've got a list and it's growing, and it's a list that sort of travels with me. So if I'm out having a cup of coffee in the garden or something, or I'm cooking dinner or just doing something and something pops into my mind, I just stick it on the list because that's just the way my brain functions best. Right. I'm trying to find, there needs to be a balance of blue. That's what I'm going for. Right, that one just screams to me that it needs to go there. So I'm at the point now where I've kind of built my structure, and I'm now almost filling in the gaps. But if there's one thing I learnt in my career of doing cakes for weddings, it was that if you're putting flowers onto something, flowers don't grow in straight lines. They have no respect for each other. They will overlap and push in and push apart, and there's so many different things that goes on. I quite like that up there, actually. That there's no danger of having a problem. Just put the stuff where you think the stuff needs to be, and because Mother Nature certainly wouldn't be abiding by the rules. I like these ones a lot, but I want to make sure if it was just going to be about daisies, it would just be about daisies, but I want it to be more than just daisies. Ah, there you go, that's what the flower I was looking for. That looks a bit grey to me. I wonder if I've got one of these. Oh, there you go. I did have one in metallic. That's more like it. Now, when it comes to painting her face, guys, I will be completely honest with you. I'm not going to do it on screen. When it comes to painting something, I'm going to need to get over the piece to get right in here with all the accuracy. So I will tell you what I'm going to do. I will pause the video, I will go away and do it, and then come back and show you after I've done it. Make sure it's just stuck down. Right, I quite like this area where it raises up here. I don't really want to lose too much of that. So that feels like it needs a little something. Oh, something that's, what colours have I got? Something dark red would be quite nice. That's not the colour. I keep being pulled back to this. There's too many of those there. That's another leaf. It's actually not bad. Now, do I need a leaf there? I think I might need a leaf there. That feels like the wrong leaf, however. That feels like the right leaf, but it feels like there needs to be a flower there first. So what would I put by there? That's a bit funky, isn't it? Let's put this one down. I quite like this wavy bit here, so let's just twist it so the leaf can be seen. That would be nice there, because that'll give it a nice line there. Now that sort of gives it a nice eye line. And then this one can go in here. And then that bit's pretty much done. Now I did say I'm going to possibly put butterflies or insects in here. So any areas that I feel need a little more help, should we say, we'll get it from those. I think that works for me. Right, so that, I like that as it is, that's okay. This needs a little something down here, not sure what it is. Now, red is going to clash terribly, so we're not going to put red down there. I do like the idea of the purple. Right, what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to cut off really quickly. Bear with me, I don't normally fussy cut on screen. And I haven't got my fussy cutting scissors because guess what? They're downstairs. So obviously using the biggest scissors in the world to fussy cut with. And take that little bit off there. So effectively I've now made a smaller version of the same flower. And actually I want to take that out of there. That will do. Be nice there. My fingers are getting really, really sticky at this point. So I do intend doing a lot of different techniques and skills within this challenge myself, which I know that most people are. So it'll be good to see what everyone's doing and to compare techniques, actually, to see how someone does one thing and how someone does the same thing, but in their way. I find that interesting and intriguing. Right, that needs a little something there. And we're at the point where I don't mind having one of those daisies now. Right, which daisy do I want? I think, again, I might have to cut the small daisy out of this. That's the one. I'm going to cut this daisy out of here. So I'm just going to really quickly just chop him out of the main body. This can get saved. It could get tucked in somewhere else at another time. So that'll do. Yeah, that by there will be lovely. And I quite like those leaves there. Right, that's all done. It's in here now that's sort of calling to me. I do feel I need to introduce a new colour down here. And that might actually be it. Yes, I think it is. See why I was undecided about outlining her face? Because at the end of the day, I may only have this bit to outline anyway. Right, I do feel there needs to be a leaf across here. If you're still with me at this point, thank you for your patience. Art can't always be hurried, I know. And you do have choices to watch anyone else. So I do thank you for your support. Right, that's either going to be one flower or a flower and a leaf. So let's see, I've got blues. I really like the blues. Blues and pinks. Not really. I wonder whether one of those might work. These are Wallflowers by Darcy Sanders. I mean, I can't remember the names of all the designers for all the individual flowers, but if you look at the video, which I'm going to link, that shows how I made all of these flowers, every single one of the designers is named and so are their products in that video. Right. Do I want to stick that down? Yes, I do. As I said, there's going to be things over the top potentially. Right, I'm feeling that's probably at the point where it's going to be one more flower now. It's just finding the right flower. If I only had 3 flowers, we'd be fine. That's just too big. I keep being drawn back to these. I wonder whether if I cut that down again. Right, I'm just going to pause, guys, and fussy cut this one down in size because you don't need to see it. Right, there you go, all cut down. And I kind of feel I want one leaf there. Just, that doesn't fit in with the style of the others, does it? Do I need it to be black? I don't need it to be black. I don't think I want a pointy, a tri-leaf, whatever this thing's called. So I find a single. There you go, that's what I'm looking for. Right. That feels like it's too big. I wonder, I've got an idea. If I take one of these leaves and I cut it long and narrow, because the side isn't likely to be seen, that works for me. So that will go across there. And where's my little flower gone? Where's it gone? Oh, thought I'd lost you. And then you sit across here, and I think the flowers are finished. Right, I need a couple of seconds just to tidy up now. What I'm going to do while you're not here is I'm going to come under here and I'm going to glue these edges down now with Art Glitter Glue, which is this brand. Yes, I think I'm going to do Art Glitter Glue now. Actually, I'm going to do Art Glitter Glue around these, have a really good tidy up. I'm going to paint in all of her features, because as I said, I can't do that with you watching me, because I need to get really close to her. So I will get in and do her face. So when I come back, we'll have the face done, that'll be stuck down, and then we can work out the final touches. Back in 2 seconds, guys. And I'm back. And as you can see, I have painted the face. Yeah, sorry I can't do that on screen with you guys, but I have to get really close to it to do it. And also I don't really feel that confident about painting on screen with the world watching. It's a bit much. So I want to put a few more things in here now. I'm going to come in with a bit of stamping. And I want to put just some random, this is just random text. I have no idea whose stamp this is. It's just a stamp. Just put it onto a block because it'll probably be easier. I've got it the right way up. Yes, I have. Now, what I'm going to do is, and you've seen me do this one before, is I'm going to use Post-it notes or sticky notes to cordon off areas that I don't want stamped upon. So I just want little bits and pieces in here, not huge amounts. I just want little areas of text in there, as if it's like, I don't know, if I'm going to be romantic about it, it's the foretelling of spring. Let's just call it that, shall we? Actually, let's take this off this block. It'll be easier for me to manipulate otherwise. Just need to make sure I try and get it straight. So it's just the hint of something in there. Let's move that one down. So just across there. A little bit in there. Just a little bit more on there. Actually, it didn't come through enough. A bit there. Just a sticky area there. Can you see? You can see. Yeah, I've chosen to do this in sepia, not black. And I've done that on purpose because black is just too dominant for what I want. And there will be other things going on here as well. But we're on the home stretch though. So if you've stayed with me this long, thank you very much, guys. And I particularly wanted a little bit down here. This has been fun. This is something I wouldn't normally have done this, but it was nice to be able to show you how I do use the painted flowers when I use them. That was good because I don't know that I've shown how I use them before. I have to be a little bit careful up here. I don't want to get it onto that. So it's going to have a bit of a sticky right over the top of that. About there. A little bit there. little bit along the top. It's the final touches, the little details that bring things to life. Like, I mean, as I said, I was going to add bugs to this, but I think I'm just going to put either 1 or 2 butterflies on here. I know that may sound a little predictable to some people, but if you can't have butterflies in a garden, where the heck can you have them? Right, that's that bit done. See, it just adds a little touch of something. And I'm going to come in and I've got these little splatter stamps. Again, I have no idea. I've had them for eons. Well, probably since I started doing anything with stamps, to be honest with you. Now, I'm going to use this colour, which is Lighthouse, which you would think Lighthouse would be red. It's this sort of plumish sort of colour. And I quite like the idea of adding the odd little smattering of this in, just to draw some of that colour and some of that interest out of the middle of all of this. Just lightly touching it down. I don't mind if it goes over some of the leaves or petals. I don't want it to go onto the border, obviously, but I don't mind the odd little bit being captured on the leaf. We must remember to sign this too. Now, that's another criteria, is you have to sign your work, which I do anyway, so that's not a problem to me. But also you're supposed to put a number on the back to represent the date it was done. So for, say, the 1st, you put a number 1. For the 12th, you put number 12. Now, obviously, because I can't do that on mine, I'm just going to write the number on my pieces. So I might write the date, actually. That would probably... no, the number would be better. I'm going to be writing the 1st of March all the way along, aren't I? Where's that gone? Let's cover this up because that's more important than the other bits. Yes, so I'll probably be... Just stick that down there. A little bit by there. A little bit of it peeking in up there. A little bit can peek over there. A little bit by there. And I didn't do down here, did I? So yes, so the criteria was it had to be rectangular. It's rectangular. It had to be signed. It's going to be signed. It has to have a number on it to represent the date. I'm literally going to write the 1st on mine, or I'm going to write number 1, which will represent, but it'll be small and it'll be in my signature. So that's probably the best I can do with that, to be honest. Where's my green bits? I think when I get to draw the border around this, that's also going to bring this to life, which I'll be quite pleased to do that. I'm going to put the odd little patch of dots in amongst the flowers. Okay, that's enough stamping, Griffiths. So I'm liking that so far. Okay, that's getting better than I thought. I was tempted to give her eyelashes. And I thought, you know, if I give her eyelashes, she's going to look like she's being attacked by a couple of spiders. Because eyelashes are probably not my strongest point. But while I'm thinking about this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign it now. And I'm going to do a number 1 in the corner. There you go. So at least I know that bit is done for me. Now, I was going to look at butterflies, wasn't I? I'd like to put 1 on here. If I put more than 1, that doesn't bother me either. But I've just got a box of butterflies here. It's going to pretty much be off shot, unless I can slide you over and up a little bit. Let's see. Now, I'm not looking for big butterflies. I'm just looking for, just looking for the butterfly. These butterflies have been accrued over many years. That might be a nice one to put up there. Over many years, so I can't tell you where they came from, guys. That's just a bit beyond my knowledge now. If you're anything like me, whenever you see something in a shop or you see a digital that's got butterflies or something on it, I don't know about you, but I just buy it. And then I just stockpile the stuff. I wish that was fussy cut, but I'm not going to spend time fussy cutting another thing. That's a moth, really. Could I get away with one that's slightly bigger? I could, actually. That's too big, though. What's this one hiding in here that shouldn't be here? Actually, that would be nice. Just up there somewhere. So I'm feeling it by there, to be honest. I feel now I need a third butterfly now. I've decided to put those there. I'd like something with a different colour. So that can be on there. That can be there. I need something down here, obviously. Just drag these out as quick as I can. I'm very conscious that time is flying. That's too big. That's a beautiful butterfly, but that's too big. I wonder though. No, I like that one there better. Do I really need 3 is what I want to know. The answer is yes, I do. Actually, there's a pink one in here. Come out, Mr. Pink One. That's just too big. Go on, I need a small one just to finish us off. That'll do nicely. That can go there, right. I'm going to have so much cleaning up to do after filming this, right? And just throw these all back in the lid. I can guess when this is uploading, I can sort butterflies out. Now, I am going to put the butterflies on with art glitter glue purely because it's just a quicker grab. So obviously a book page one. Now, I'd rather you didn't mess up today if you don't mind art glitter glue. Thank you. I've been having some issues with my art glitter glue. It hasn't been loving me. And that can just hover right in there. And I like the way it's kind of camouflaged in the background. You may also note that my butterflies don't have antennae. They don't have antennae because I cut them off. And then I draw them in later. So I need to do that as well. Oh, that's not where I meant to stick you. Don't go there. You need to go down here. So I would normally draw them in with, say, something like a 0.5 or a 0.3. It depends on the size of the butterfly as to how big they are. These butterflies are alive, I tell you. Over. Pen and glue. So I just need to put the antennae on and I just need to do my line around the outside and then we're done, guys. Okay, here's a 0.5 pigment liner. Just going to come in and put a bit of an antennae on each of them. Just a suggestion. That one's already got them. I don't need to worry about that. Then I'm going to come in with my 08. What is this? It's a uni pin. And I'm going to draw a line around the edge. Now, not aiming to be perfect. Actually, this is the one that's... Actually, I need to go on the outside, don't I? And I don't mind wiggly wobbly because that's how I draw lines. And everyone who knows me knows I like to do 2 of them. Right, turn this around a bit. I need to take this out from under here for a second or two. Right. Yeah, I could bring in a ruler and I could draw a perfectly straight line, but I quite like the organic feel of a wobbly line. And it's what I do a lot in my work. It's possibly because if I'm going to draw a straight line, my perfectionism and anxiety will come into play, and guess what? I'll probably have a bit of a meltdown. I'm kind of wondering whether I need to put something in the corners. But will that do overkill is what I'm trying to think. I think we should call that done, actually. I don't think I need to put anything in the corners, and if I did, I'd probably only put something like 3 little dots or something like that, but I think that's okay, guys. So that's my first hashtag Mixed Media March 25 done. I've met all the criteria, which you will see if you if you watch the launch video, so I'm happy with that, and I like the way that it's a face, but it's not a human face. I didn't put the rest of her chin in, did I? Oh, wonder whether I can see that. Where's that tracing paper gone? I knew there was something not right about this. So if I line all this up, I'm going to have to pull this off to the side for 1 second, guys. I need to look down on it. Now she's finished. That feels a lot better. So thank you very much for your patience, guys. Hopefully this is less than an hour. I won't know until I actually edit it down, but I think that's a very good start. Now, moving forward, my pages are going to be one side only. There is another, that's going to annoy me. There is another option in here for another double spread, but I haven't got sure what that is yet. So, I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter. Until next time, goodbye now.